Hi, my name is Nikhil Taneja. Welcome to Yuvaa All Stars 2023. 2023 actually just started and then it got over. We didn't even realize. But the good thing is 2023 ends on Roundtable season. And this year we have some of the year's biggest, most exciting breakthrough stars with us on the table. We've got a fantastic panel. Adarsh Gourav, Trinetra Haldar, Niharika NM, Naveen Kasturia, Rajshri Deshpande and Dharna Durga. Can we have a round of applause for everyone on the panel now? Amazing, amazing bunch of people. Thank you all as well for joining us. We actually want to open up this panel to everyone over here to compliment each other. And be like, you can just, if there's somebody on this panel whose work you have admired this year, and please don't say the same name. Let's start in order. Rajshri. Who would you like to compliment? Because I know everyone will have lots of nice things to say about you.
See, all of them are my favorite, and
you can't say that. You have
very,
to say
very
one
inspiring.
name.
But I was just mentioning to Niharika about, I think 6 months back, I was just going through her profile and the way she presents herself, the way she creates characters and all. And there is something I'm working on. And, because as an actor, we get inspiration from what we see. We take things from people, and that's how we create another human being. So Niharika is with me from past 6 months because I'm going through all her stuff and I want to pick up something from her which is very, very interesting and put it into my character.
That's a good night, guys. I'm done for the day. Thank you so much. Whatever she does amazingly well next time, it's going to be about me. That's what she's saying.
No, but thank you so much.
पहले तुम आदर्श गौरव आप मुझे बताओ कि किस नाम से मैं आपको बुलाऊं, आदर्श से या गौरव से?
Actually, what happened was that when I made my Instagram account 6 years ago, Adarsh Gourav, the handle wasn't available. So I flipped my name to Gourav Adarsh. I shouldn't have done that. My name is Adarsh Gourav.
आज के लिए आदर्श रखें.
आज के लिए आदर्श.
चलो, आज के लिए आदर्श.
I'd actually like to speak about Rajshri because I've been an ardent admirer of her work for many years now. But what she did in Trial by Fire, I think, was phenomenal. It was something that cannot be replicated by any other actor. And she brings so much honesty and truth in every character that she plays. But beyond just the acting work that she does, I feel the human that she is and the amount of work that she puts into child education and building schools and building infrastructure, traveling to remote villages all over the country and especially in Maharashtra, the state that she comes from. And really, I think what you do as a human being is so inspiring and so much to learn and take away from you. And it's just a pleasure to get to know you in person and to call you my friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adarsh. Trinetra?
I think Niharika. I know.
No, you can't say the same name. No, you can't. Too bad. It's gone now.
Hey, let's know. What do you mean?
अरे फिर वही ना फिर सब लोग
ऐसे मत करे यार.
ठीक है.
Okay.
जो रह गया उसकी तारीफ तू कर देना.
अच्छा हाँ ठीक है फिर क्या करूँ फिर ये देखो गलत हो जाएगा फिर.
I think.
Tell Trin, I love you too.
Nikhil, it's not going to be genuine. It's not going to be genuine.
And I'm not just chumma saying, okay. Please. No, I think it takes something to come into this industry and work on your craft and to be known at a young age for how good you are at what you do. Because this is an industry where there is a lot of faff and we know it. And so much of how relevant somebody is very carefully curated and crafted by teams. But there's not a lot of people that work on their craft and are known for their craft like you are. And I think that's fantastic.
Wow.
Especially from this generation.
Wow.
So, see, I wasn't
So
so
well
saying.
So well said. So nicely said. Hi, Niharika.
See, I had so much time to think, but I feel like I couldn't think. I'm the biggest Adarsh Gourav fan. I have been for the longest time. I know, but I just have to say it.
Okay.
And I think Rajshri is incredible. I'm not even in a place where I can say something about her. And so is Nitin. They're such talented actors. Trin is such a... Trin is such an inspiring... You can't stop me.
Go on.
Trinetra
the
inspires
opposite,
me in so many ways, and she's just such a raw, real person. When I'm talking to her, I feel like I'm actually talking to one of my best friends, and that's not a feeling that every person can make you feel. And Dharna, I'm so proud of everything you're doing and how far you've come, and there's such a long way to go. And I'm really rooting for you. And like I said, like we spoke earlier, like I'm just so proud of you, and I just want you to keep doing what you're doing, irrespective of what people say. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Great. Thank you, Niharika, for not mentioning my name at all.
Oh, you also, right?
I was joking.
Like-
You said everybody. That's
but
what I said.
but I am the biggest Adarsh fan, and I do love Trinetra, and I do love Dharna, and you, sir. Like, and Rajshri. What do I say? How can you tell me limit to one?
Okay, Naveen. तुम अपनी तारीफ कर दो. अभी सब बाकी तो कर चुके एक दूसरे की.
अब एक्चुअली यहाँ से स्टार्ट करते तो बेटर रहता बिकॉज सबका अभी हो गया बट मैं यहाँ पे एक्चुअली पैनल में 2 लोग हैं जिनका मैं बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ. दोनों के नाम आ चुके हैं अनफॉर्चुनेटली.
बोल दो चलो.
एक धारणा है. मैं धारणा को यही बता रहा था कि मैं अभी दिल्ली वेडिंग से आ रहा हूँ और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वहाँ पे मेरी मामी, बुआ, मासी, चाची वो सब धारणा की कॉपी करती हैं. तो इट्स आई मीन I think she's so good. मुझे लगता है हम shows में comedy अब इसलिए नहीं बना पाते हैं because we have so many good, you know, I mean actors on Instagram और ये हमें इतना busy रखते हैं हंसाने में कि it's very difficult to make a good comedy on camera. I feel. I'm going to take one more name. I'm also a huge Adarsh Gourav fan. Like मैं जो आदर्श करता है, मुझे याद है मैं Aspirants 1 का shoot कर रहा था दिल्ली में 2021 में. And that's when The White Tiger came out. And you know, when your show comes out, acting seems easy, but when you're actually on set acting it, I find it very difficult. So मेरे से कुछ रोज हो नहीं रहा था और मैं फिर White Tiger देखा मैंने कहा मैं वो रोल कर रहा हूँ जो मुझसे मिलता जुलता है और इसने वो रोल किया है जो इसके जैसा है ही नहीं because I had met him पहले भी. और जो वो चीजें कर रहा था, I mean no offense to other actors in the film. But I just since then, you know, even now when I saw Guns and Gulab, I saw it for him.
I just want to say जब भी कोई बोलता है no offense, they mean offense only. ये मुझे लगता है ऐसा. अब पता नहीं मैंने बस बोला है तो.
नहीं है ऐसा.
ऐसा है ना.
तो हाँ मतलब.
धारणा.
I think मेरा नाम लास्ट में है तो मैं एक एंडिंग स्पीच दे सकती हूँ saying कि all of them are so good. और मैं बहुत नर्वस थी बैक स्टेज ऑनेस्टली बट इन सब ने मुझे इतना कंफर्टेबल फील कराया कि मुझे ऐसा फील ही नहीं हुआ कि मैं नर्वस हूँ थोड़ा भी. और सबके नाम आ चुके हैं पर मैं फिर भी निहारिका का नाम लेना चाहूँगी क्योंकि पर्सनली फॉलोइंग हर कंटेंट एंड वो सब देख के तो मैं फ़ैन थी ही बट अभी मैं थोड़ी देर पहले जब उनसे मिली तो मैंने इतना जल्दी इतना कनेक्ट कर लिया एंड मुझे ऐसा फील हुआ कि जो भी वो मुझे गाइड कर रही थी बहुत ही जेन्युइन और आई थिंक वो रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा था कि वो कितने टाइम से उसका पार्ट है इस इंडस्ट्री का और जो भी एडवाइस करी थी वो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि मैं बस सुनते जाऊँ बोलते जाएं. तो ऐसा लगा भी नहीं कि मैं उनसे फर्स्ट टाइम मिल रही हूँ. तो किसी का काम एक तरफ है और उनको पर्सनली जान के जब आप उनके फैन हो जाते हो तो वो आपको और उनके लिए रिस्पेक्ट बढ़ा देता है. तो आई थिंक वो मेरे साथ आज हुआ. वन ऑफ देम इज निहारिका एंड or everybody also जिसने यहाँ पे वो किया.
Actually before when I was trying to put this panel together, I wanted to have a thinking कि common theme क्या हो सकती है यहाँ पर. And then I realized कि सब so called outsider हैं industry से, including myself somehow. It just in a era and in a time that everybody constantly has this conversation about Nepo kids and you need to be somebody's something to be famous or big in this industry. Everyone over here has absolutely proved that if you have good work ethic, if you have passion for what you do, if you're hardworking, and of course both of you creators over here, you hear these stories of people actually getting cast for something or getting taken in a project because they have more followers than you do. क्या था वो आपकी लाइफ के अंदर जो आपको लगता है अभी तक has been the most impactful in trying to get to where you are today, especially as somebody who's not from Bombay or not from this industry, so to speak?
When I started acting, I started social work also. And I was working in a village and building a school at that time. And I was too stressed with that because that was my first school. I'm not an architect. My whole intention was to just build that school. But here in the industry, everyone was saying that, oh, now you have to do this to get this. Now, whatever project
what is
you are
this,
getting.
this? You want to like?
No, because Sacred Games, of course, the character reached out to many people, and there was a lot of offers I was getting. A lot of them were very similar to what I had done in Sacred Games, but with a lot of money. My first priority is my गांव का school बनना चाहिए अभी. But then pandemic happened. I was again working in the village, and I was of course out of mind from a lot of people. So casting auditions nahi aate the, ye nahi aata tha. And somewhere just Fame Game happened, and Trial by Fire also came at the same time. और मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि ये जो लगता है ना हमें कि नहीं यहीं रहना पड़ेगा, कॉन्स्टेंटली ऑडिशन देने ही पड़ेंगे, आपको अभी ये मिला है तो इसको आप ज़ाया मत होने दो. It's not necessary that you have to keep on posting. You have to keep on meeting people, or you learn about life, and that's what is going to help you for your work.
Thank you so much, Rajshri. Anyone else?
First of all, I don't think I've made it or anything. Or, I think either as a doctor or an actor, something I realized from the people I really respect in both those professions is if you consider yourself an expert of any kind, you've kind of lost the plot. I think the day I got my doctor title was one particular day, and I remember posting about it. It's like, you called me a lot of names, but this day forward, you're going to call me doctor. And that was one such moment. And the other, of course, is, when it comes to trans people, you grow up seeing your sisters on the streets. And that's your representation, really. Either that or the comedic, hilarious, tragic trope that you get to see in representation. So you look around you and you don't see an example of, oh, okay, I can be this. And so you end up having to build those images for yourself, right? I think Much as Made in Heaven was my first project, and I see 1,000 things I could have done better when I watch it. When the billboards went up, I remember I was taking a cab going somewhere, and I saw this billboard by the Sea-Link, and I was just like, dude, that's a trans woman on a billboard.
Absolutely.
Like, that's not something I grew up seeing. And that blew my mind, because all of those other actors were people I have grown up watching and admiring. And to see myself up there, I was like, I don't know if I deserve it, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because there's kids out there who might see that and think, maybe I shouldn't take my life today. And that's important. So,
absolutely. I mean, incredible journey, clearly, Trinetra. And I want to say that when I saw the show, not at any point did I feel you were cast only for presentation, because you were such a phenomenal actor in that show. I'm not joking.
ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया.
I'm saying genuinely, I really loved seeing you. And I'm sure that you've gotten DMs that say the same. And I'm so happy that you have made that journey from doctor to actor as well, because you're here to stay. There's no doubt about it. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this for us. Who else?
I think
Dharna, please.
This feeling कि I've made it and यो हो गया है. I think this happens every day when I see my mom. जब भी वो घर आके मुझे बताती है कि मुझे मासी ने आज फोन पे बोला कि तू तो सेलिब्रिटी मॉम है. तो आई थिंक वो जो आप करते ही ये सब इसलिए हो कि आप वो एक स्पार्कल उनके एक खुशी देख पाओ और एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वो बोल दे कि आई एम प्राउड ऑफ यू. तो वो मेरे साथ ये मोमेंट्स बहुत ज़्यादा इस साल हुए हैं और हमेशा रात में हम बहुत ही ओवरवेल्म हो जाते हैं देख के कि क्या हुआ है. फोर्ब्स की मैगजीन जब हम देखते हैं तो ऐसा हो जाता है कि मेरा बच्चा कहाँ पहुँच गया है. वो बहुत ही ऐसी फीलिंग है जो जब भी हम डिस्कस करते हैं वो आती है. तो ये मेरे साथ हर दिन होता है. और जो हम इसकी बात कर रहे थे कि हमारा इस इंडस्ट्री से कोई लिंक नहीं रहा है, तो दिस आई थिंक इज़ अ प्रोसेस दैट आई एम स्टिल फिगरिंग आउट कि ये क्वेश्चंस बहुत आते हैं. मैं निहारिका से भी आई थिंक बैक स्टेज ये डिस्कस कर रही थी कि मुझे मुंबई शिफ्ट होना चाहिए कि नहीं, और जैसे आ रहा था कि ऑडिशंस आपको मिस नहीं करने हैं, आपको यू हैव टू सिट विद द राइट पीपल, यू मस्ट बी सीन विद दीज पीपल, तो वो क्वेश्चंस बहुत चलते हैं, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आई थिंक अगर आपका कंटेंट अच्छा है, आप ट्रू हो अपने आर्ट से, तो पीपल विल रिकॉग्नाइज यू, और जो भी आपको कास्ट करना चाहता है वो देख लेंगे. इट्स नॉट दैट कि आप बैठ जाओ कि ओ वो तो खुद आएंगे चल के, पर हाँ आप इतना उसमें मत फोकस करो. आई थिंक फोकस मोर ऑन योर कंटेंट, और जो जहाँ से आप स्टार्ट हुए डोंट फॉरगेट द रूट्स. बाकी ओवरवेलमिंग फीलिंग तो हर दिन होती है, और वो ही आई थिंक सबसे बड़ी अचीवमेंट मेरे लिए है.
बट एक चीज जो मुझे लग रहा है जेन्युइनली धारणा, मुझे लगता है आपके लिए लोग आएंगे दिल्ली आएंगे, बोलेंगे आप बताओ कि यू डोंट नीड टू कम हियर, वील कम देयर. आदर्श,
मेरे लिए जिंदगी बहुत अजीब रही है, पता है, मतलब मैं जमशेदपुर में था जब तक मैं 13 साल का था, और मुझे दो ही चीज़ से मतलब थी. एक, कहानियाँ बनाना, जो मुझे बहुत पसंद थी बनाना. मैं मनगढ़ंत कहानियाँ बहुत बनाता था अपने दोस्तों को एंटरटेन करने के लिए. तो पता नहीं कैसे पापा का ट्रांसफ़र हुआ, हम बॉम्बे आए, एंड आई एक्सीडेंटली बिकेम एन एक्टर. आई नेवर वांटेड टू बी एन एक्टर. मैं क्लासिकल सिंगर हूँ ओरिजिनली, और मेरा इंटेंशन था प्लेबैक सिंगिंग करना. जब मैंने एक्टिंग शुरू भी की, मैं उसको बस एज अ हॉबी करता था, क्योंकि वो मुझे बाई चांस मेरे सामने आके ये हुआ, तो फिर मम्मी के साथ मैं जाके वीकेंड्स पे आराम नगर और म्हाडा वगैरह जाता रहा ऑडिशन करने. जब मैं कॉलेज 3rd ईयर में था, तो मैंने एक अनुराग कश्यप की शॉर्ट फिल्म के लिए ऑडिशन दिया, जिसका नाम था क्लीन शेवन. उसमें राधिका आप्टे और सत्यदीप मिश्रा और मैंने एक्ट किया. वो फिल्म कभी आई नहीं.
मैंने देखी.
आपने देखी है? अच्छा, कैसी लगी? बाद में बात.
वेरी.
तो जब मैंने उसके लिए ऑडिशन दिया, एक तो मैं जब भी ऑडिशन करता हूँ, मेरे को कभी नहीं लगता कि ये चीज मेरे से हो पाएगी या ये कैरेक्टर मुझे मिलेगा. मैं अभी भी काफी, पता नहीं, मेरे को सेल्फ बिलीफ की शायद थोड़ी कमी है, लेकिन
या हो सकता है ह्यूमिलिटी हो, ये भी हो सकता है ऐसे.
नहीं सेल्फ बिलीफ की कमी. तो जब मैंने उस शॉर्ट फिल्म के लिए ऑडिशन की, और जब मुझे वो पार्ट मिला, मेरे को इतना अनरियल लगा वो मोमेंट, कि जिस आदमी की फिल्मों को देखकर मैं शायद जिंदगी में सबसे ज्यादा प्रभावित हुआ हूँ, वो इंसान मेरे साथ काम करना चाहता है. और फिर मैं जब उनके साथ सेट पर गया और मैंने बातें की उनके साथ, उसमें से एक बात ये थी कि उन्होंने मेरे को बोला कि तुम्हें जाके ट्रेन करना चाहिए एज एन एक्टर. अगर तुम इसको सीरियसली लेना चाहते हो, और अगर कम से कम 15-20 साल के लिए तुम ये करना चाहते हो, तो इन्वेस्ट करो ट्रेन करने में. तो आई थिंक दैट एडवाइस चेंज्ड माय लाइफ.
थैंक यू. निहारिका,
I graduated in Jan and I moved to Bombay, and I'm still making content, but this year, I've been going at it since I was 16, man. So this year I kind of took a step back just to discover who I am as a person. I have forayed into acting, but I've been prepping a lot, because I feel like if I'm going to do something that I haven't done before, I want to be damn good at it. And when I look up to people like Adarsh or Vijay Varma, I love like Jaideep Ahlawat. I love actors like that, like the ones that I'm like, oh my God, they're going to give you so much on screen. And I just, as creators, I think most people that creators cast them for the marketing value, and I don't want to have to do that, because if I'm going to be a marketing pony, I'm doing that anyway. As much as I want to be an actor, I'm not desperate. That's where I'm at.
so wonderful answer.
Thanks.
Nikhil sent me a text for this, you know. मैंने उसको इतना बड़ा thank you बोला पप्पी के साथ, you know, because I don't think I belong here, you know. So
Wow.
I honestly do not think I've made it. I think every time some work of mine comes out, I think I'll get that feeling, but it doesn't happen. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm still trying to work with bigger production houses, bigger filmmakers. They're still not coming to me. I'm still trying to find work after I finish every work of mine. I'm glad I've become an actor, and, you know, some people kind of do recognize me also. I have a bit of recognition as well, but no, that unfortunately I've. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not content with things that I have, but I never get that feeling. Like this year, I just did one show, and that show has come out. And last year also, I did just one show. That's like a month
Two
or
of the
2
biggest
months
shows of, you know, I mean, for young people, man. I mean, I know, I think that humility is a great thing that everybody in this panel
you know,
has.
you always say that I
But,
try to and be humble, but this is what I feel, you know. I mean, this is the truth. I'm not sharing any. I can share the facts also. This data share कर सकता हूँ मैं कि मैंने कितने दिन काम किया है इस साल.
As Adarsh was saying, शायद humility, या शायद self confidence की problem है इस panel पे.
हाँ, वो
शायद
भी हो
humility है, मुझे नहीं लगता. I would like to believe it's humility, but I genuinely again just I mean the both of you, yeah, she's done big mouth this year. An international, she's made an international debut.
हाँ
you
मेरा
know.
डेब्यू हो गया बस.
हाँ मतलब ऐसा तो मत बोलो यार. Best show pictures at Filmfare.
फिल्मफेयर ने कॉमेडी दे दिया है. फिल्मफेयर ने पिक्चर्स को कॉमेडी का बेस्ट सीरीज दे दिया है. मतलब वो फ्लॉप शो वाली चीज हो गई. I mean these guys probably won't know about it. In 90s there was a show called Flop Show, written and directed by Jaswal Bhatti. I think one of the best comedies created by India. उसमें एक मोमेंट है, विवेक शॉक और जसपाल भट्टी का अवार्ड मिलता है. वो स्टेज पे जाते हैं, बेस्ट कॉमेडी का अवार्ड, और कहते हैं सर हमने तो ट्रेजेडी बनाई थी. Picture second season, I feel is a very dark show. You know, it's tragic from the word go, from the first scene itself. Bro, we never made comedy. So I don't know. मतलब I found it very funny.
शायद तुम्हारे ऐसे इंटरव्यू देख लिए होंगे जहाँ पे तुम जोक्स मार रहे हो. उन्होंने कहा सही है.
अरे बियर मैन यार का एपिसोड देख के पिक्चर्स को अवार्ड दे दिया क्या? ऐसा ना बीच बीच में कभी मोमेंट आता लाइफ में कि अरे यार कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच गए.
वही पूछा था.
वो हाँ, जैसे अभी इसका होर्डिंग लगा हुआ था, ये एस्पिरेंट्स 2 का सब जगह लगा हुआ था, और सिर्फ मेरा थोबड़ा था जिसमें बाकी एक्टर्स परेशान हो रहे थे. तो उस मोमेंट पे मुझे लग रहा था कि अरे यार कहीं तो पहुंच ही गए.
Thank you, Naveen, for such a wonderful answer. I'm going to start with Adarsh. Adarsh, मुझे आपकी जितनी भी आपने चीजें की हैं, चाहे White Tiger हो, चाहे Guns and Gulab, and I saw, by the way, extrapolations. Just so you all know, Adarsh has also done another international series of much acclaim called Extrapolations on Apple TV.
मेरे पापा और मम्मी के अलावा आप तीसरे इंसान हैं जिन्होंने शो देखा.
अरे वो क्या, मतलब I love everything. I love everything that Apple TV does. I don't know why the hell they don't promote it. The one common thread मुझे लगता है आदर्श, मैं आपके जितने भी चीजें देखी हैं, and मुझे तो I mean as everyone's spoken about how incredible your performances have been. I have always seen your characters kind of dealing somewhere with isolation or some sort of loneliness. That has been I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
For me, the interesting bit is that as someone, again, as Yuvaa, we kind of go across the country, we speak to a lot of young people. Loneliness is something that you kind of keep hearing from this entire generation. That, सब अपने आपको, and it's खो गए हम कहाँ के अंदर, तो आपने वो एक, there is a dialogue also in the trailer.
वही कर लिया अब तो character ही नहीं.
Literally. So there is a dialogue also that literally goes that we live in a very connected world, but अभी भी सब काफी lonely हैं. And I want to kind of get your understanding as someone who has done these roles. Why do you think, as a generation, loneliness is something that is prevalent in the age that we live in? And what is it about you that you also kind of get drawn to roles like this?
I think we've just gotten lazy to work on real connections. And we don't spend enough time investing in those connections for those connections to become anything more, for it to become a solid friendship. क्योंकि पहले ऐसा होता था कि जब कॉलोनी में नीचे उतरते थे तो सब सामने थे, तो सबके साथ आप बात करते थे. और मुझे लगता है कि कई बार मैं स्पेशली जब पार्टीज में जाता हूँ या कोई ऐसे सोशल इवेंट में जाता हूँ, तो लोग सवाल करने के लिए सवाल पूछते हैं. डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग, लाइक इट्स नॉट लाइक आई एम सम सेंट. आई आल्सो डू दैट, बट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स दैट हैपेंस, एंड कुछ पूछते हैं और फिर इधर उधर देख रहे हैं कि अगला कौन है जिससे मिलके वो सवाल. कैसे चल रहा है तेरा? अच्छा, हाँ अच्छा, नाइस. तो वो वो बहुत होता है. So I think it's just a matter of having maybe too many options. I remember मेरी नानी जब स्वेटर बुनती थी मेरे लिए विंटर में, वो एक स्वेटर मतलब 3, 4, 5, 6 साल अभी भी है. उसको like there was so much value to that. But now you go and buy something and then you just give it off, or you don't, or it gets torn because it's H&M or Zara and like such cheap material, all plastic.
Adarsh brand endorsements, relax.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, Zara, I will still take money. I will still sell you. If you give me money, I still will. I promise. Or H&M. I need supplementary income in my life. But yeah, I think that. And I honestly don't know why I get offered characters that are lonely or violent.
Perhaps
I actually never thought about it before. I always thought I got offered violent characters, but now You've added isolation and loneliness to that. Thanks for making me
Arey, but that is isn't that the theme?
I thought I just had one problem to deal with.
No, the reason
characters
that I
I'm
was also
playing.
asking Adarsh, because you're so phenomenal in those roles. You know, in Guns and Gulab, the last, I don't want to spoil it for the last episode was a shocker, and you know, you were so incredible, and you realize then the journey that the character has taken. And for me, it was always a journey of isolation and loneliness. You know, how do you even talk about those things in that context when you finally revealed? You know, again, don't want to spoil it, but
you just believe in the truth of the character in the story. You know, that's your job as an actor. If you start questioning that, then फिर वो कुछ काम नहीं करता है. So for the time that I am playing the person I'm playing, I believe that maybe I want to escape my reality and I find more comfort in adapting to the reality of my characters. So, you know, when I play Jugnu, I believe that my reality is Jugnu's reality. I try to forget what my life is, or, you know, it helps me. So, yeah. I don't know if I've answered your question.
No, you have absolutely. Anyone else wants to add to the loneliness question in particular? If anybody has any thoughts on that?
I think for me, I will not call myself as lonely abhi, but I think I have my comfort people. तो वो जो रिस्क होता है ना कि अभी किसी तीसरे से मिलके फिर उसको अपने बारे में बताओ, फिर जानो, फिर कुछ बीटी ना हो जाए, फिर वो ना चला जाए, एग्जिट ना, ये सब के उसको आप छोड़ते हो, क्यों करना है जब आपके पास है अपने लोग. तो मैं वहाँ पे थोड़ा टक जाती हूँ. जैसे आदर्श ने पार्टी में बताया, मैं पार्टी में बहुत स्ट्रगल करती हूँ. मुझे समझ ही नहीं आता है मैं क्या वहाँ पे या लव योर कंटेंट ऐसे करके बस बात खत्म हो जाती है. या गुड वर्क या मुझे पता भी नहीं है वो कौन है, पर कर दिया कॉम्प्लीमेंट उस टाइम पे, क्योंकि आप क्या करोगे, पीछे म्यूजिक बज रहा है, बस या करके वहाँ से निकल रहे हो. तो पार्टी में तो आपको कोई अच्छे जेन्युइन कनेक्ट होते नहीं है. फिर उसके बाद इंस्टाग्राम पे भी आप क्या ही किसी से बात कर लोगे. तो मुझे लगता है मैं अपनी मर्जी से लोनली हूँ, पर मैं लोनली नहीं हूँ, मैं खुश हूँ अपने लोगों के साथ. और एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मैं वो रिस्क लेने में तैयार नहीं हूँ. मैं खाने में भी 2-3 चीजें हैं, खा रही हूँ, खुश हूँ. राजमा चावल है अपने, दाल चावल है अपनी, एक सुशी मैंने नहीं कर लिया ऐड उसमें. इसके अलावा मैं आगे बढ़ नहीं रही हूँ.
I love the राजमा चावल, दाल चावल and then sushi third.
जैसे अभी ग्रीन रूम में हमारी बात हुई ना, anyone sushi, मुझे सुशी मैंने खाई है. इन जगहों पे ऐड करने के लिए मेरे पास एक सुशी है, मैं झलक कर जाऊंगी इनके बीच में, वरना मैं दाल चावल में खुश हूँ अपना. तो मैं लोनली नहीं हूँ, मैं बस अपने कंफर्टेबल जोन में, एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी.
यही बेस्ट एब्सोल्युटली इंक्रेडिबल आंसर.
एक नहीं, धारणा पेरेंट्स के साथ रहती है. दैट्स अ बिग डिफरेंस. बट जो आदर्श ने कहा वो आई थिंक पूरा सम अप कर दिया. आई मीन देयर टू मेनी ऑप्शंस एंड दैट्स व्हाई पीपल आर लोनली.
I was just thinking कि our generation in particular is so sensory overloaded that you never have had access to as many people's lives at the same time as you do today. That human beings and our brains are not designed to see millions of people's lives so accessibly on your screens. And that automatically has you naturally comparing yourself and your life and the way you look to what surgeries people are having, to what filler someone is getting, to what brand someone is wearing, to who someone is being seen around with. So of course you're going to feel lonely because you have 10,000 things and 10,000 people to compare yourself to. And not just on social media, but dating apps also, in relationships also. So many options, there's always something better, there's always more connection, there's someone hotter, better abs, bigger tits, bigger this. It never ends, right? So I think it's that unprecedented access that makes us very, very lonely.
Just to add to that just a little bit, I think the moment that truly sucks is when you move to a new city, right? And you're in this whole bubble where you're like showing up to events, doing your thing, doing hee hee ha ha. Everybody's your best friend, but nobody's your best friend. You know what I mean? Everybody will post pictures with you, love you, babe, and there'll be Jane Q in the background from Dostana, and there's the whole thing. But
That's a very specific.
I'm just saying because I feel like
इंसान कौन है वो भी बता.
कौन सी बता दो.
Who is that person?
नहीं, I feel like a lot of people use. तुझे याद है? मुझे खुद याद नहीं है. नहीं, मत बोला धारणा. But I just think it's that, you know, when you're kind of lost in it and you're doing it because at this point it's second nature and you have to do ha ha hee hee there and be like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, whatever. You come back home. When you come back home to an empty house, sometimes hits you in a way where you're just there, like, what the fuck am I even doing? Like, what is going on, right? Yes, you have your friends, you have your family, but they're probably asleep by the time the stupid event got over, and I'm here at 2 a.m. and I'm not going to call my mom and be like, Ma, I'm feeling lonely. She'll say, shut up and go to sleep. So I'm just like, I'm just sitting there trying to listen to something not sad because I don't want to get in my feels because I only don't know what I'm feeling. But you're just feeling this, you just feel this crippling loneliness hit you for a second, and you're just like, do I even want this? Like, this is not what I wanted to do, but I have to do this now to do what I love doing because it's a part of this now and it's become a thing. Guys, I'm telling you, all these stylists, photos, everything, people pay so much money to dress up, go to the event, take a picture and bounce. I don't get, like, that much money just for a picture that's subpar by the paps in some shit lighting? Absolutely not. Like, I don't get it, but I still have to do it.
बीच में मड आइलैंड में रहता था, जनरल स्टोर गया, फटाक से सामान उठाया, घर, गलती से अब हाइपर सिटी चले जाओ तो 4 घंटे लग जाते हैं मुझे और फिर भी लगता है कि गलत सामान तो नहीं ले आया.
Even as a friendship में भी, like, I have great friends, but कभी-कभी ऐसा एक वक्त आता है and I just scroll कि इसे phone करो, no, but she will be busy, she's doing something. Then I go up and then I again scroll. I'm like, I think I can talk, but no, I think she's going through this. Oh, he's thinking about that. You know, and you just keep scrolling and आपको पता नहीं चलता कितना वक्त चला गया है. बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि वक्त निकल जाता है, घंटों में सिर्फ देख के मैंने कहा अब जाने ही दो, you know, just not to share with anyone. So it happens, and you know, spaces sometimes, you know, you're in a chaos, but still you feel very, very, very lonely. And I think everyone will go through that.
I think everything that everyone said over here, kahin na kahin sab relate kar pa rahe hain. I actually had a follow-up question to Niharika. You know, like, it's so interesting that we're talking about this, and then the announcement came that Big Mouth has happened, and I saw it and I was like, I was freaking out because Nick Kroll, John Mulaney, what a great...
I think you were so much more excited than I was.
I was,
the cutest thing ever.
I was so excited. I was like, this is insane. Niharika, I also feel like a lot of people now are just not enjoying the successes or actually even like feeling proud of themselves or believing that, you know, we have done something cool. Are you trying to make that journey, or have you tried to make that journey where you get over that idea and feel in moments just take it in? And if not, why not? Why is it so difficult to just feel proud of the good work that you're doing?
No, I am proud of everything I've done, but I just think I don't really pat myself on the back every single time because as human beings, we're really greedy and we want the next thing and the next. We want to achieve more and we just want to accomplish dreams that we can't even dream of. I was in college when my classmates would take pictures with me. You know, like that does something to how you think, you know. My seniors want to take a picture. Like, and I'm a college kid, and that really messed with how I view, and I didn't know if I could actually be friends with the person or not. So it just gets a little difficult to, I don't know, first you're underrated, then when you're making it, you're overrated. Then you're like, why is she still relevant? Like, to kya karu main? Like, what do I do? Like, you tell me. At this point, I'm like, just tell me what you think I should do then. But I think this year I've grown the most as a person because I've never really stopped and taken a break to really think about who I am. And like I said initially, like this year has been, I've been picking up things that I love doing. I'm doing martial arts to fight anybody that leaves a comment on my video that I don't like. I'm, you know, I'm just doing these things. Like I want you to be terrified of me, you know? So you won't say anything to me because you know I can beat you up, like physically. Like even though I'm 5'3", like try me. Not yet, I'm still learning. In a couple of months, come back. So I think I'm figuring out what I want to do, and I've spent so much of this year writing fresh content and the kind of content that I've always wanted to make but never have, but now I have the resources and the platform, and I'm just here to stay. Overrated, underrated, तो कुछ भी बोल ले यार, but हूँ तो हूँ, 10 साल से हूँ तो हूँ, क्या करे?
You know,
see, this is me trying to prove that I don't have imposter syndrome, but I'm fully so underconfident on the inside, but you'll never know.
Let's give her a round of applause and agree that she's great. I see it a lot in young people right now, and in fact, I realize that even I have kind of become that person. Like when the show released, everyone, I started noticing that I was doing this. That when Via Manyar came out and it was a lot of love, it started receiving a lot of DMs, people calling me and telling me good stuff. And I'm just like, हाँ मतलब इतना भी कुछ नहीं हुआ है. And I'm just downplaying it to my own self, constantly downplaying it. Why is it so difficult for us to just enjoy the fruits of the hard work that we are putting out there?
We're all just scared that if we take our highs too well, our lows will hit us that much harder. And I think it's okay to just stay in a neutral zone where you're not letting either of those get to your head.
It's like a drug, like when something good happens, the amount of endorphins that get released in your body and you feel so great. For me, I almost get scared that I shouldn't feel this great because what if this can't get replicated? So let's not get used to this feeling. I mean, of course, you're working for money and you're working for all of these things, but you're working for your happiness. And if you can't be happy in what you're doing and if you can't give yourself a pat on the back, what's the whole point?
आई थिंक मैं खुद को थोड़ा बुद्धू भी बनाती हूँ इसमें कि मैं वॉशरूम में खुद को पैट करके एक स्पीच दे रही हूँ अवार्ड लेते हुए, पर मैं ये भी दिखा रही हूँ खुद को कि नहीं यार ये हो सकता है कल ना हो. तो मैं खुद को बहुत बुद्धू बनाती हूँ ताकि वो होता है ना ऑल इज वेल करके चलना. तो वो कि तू ज्यादा खुश भी मत हो, ये पता नहीं कल होगा कि नहीं. एक वीडियो हिट कर गई मिलियन, पता नहीं अगली करेगी कि नहीं. तो इतना मत उछल, पर अंदर से वाह किया तो है. तो ऐसे खुद को मतलब ऐसे ऐसे करके
करेक्ट एटीट्यूड.
हाँ
करेक्ट.
थोड़ा सा कर भी दिया कि चलो ठीक है, पर वो भी रखा कि बस उड़ो नहीं ज्यादा. मिक्स.
Speaking of that, I feel like in the industry, there are two kinds of people who ask, so what are you doing next? Because they genuinely care about your career. And then there's people that ask, what are you doing next? Because they want to know, are you really relevant or not? Like, are you doing anything? No? Okay. It's very that.
Yeah, that happens with me a lot.
Yeah.
I get both.
Right. And I think, one thing is, of course, like I said, you're so exposed to so many people's lives. And because I spoke about the billboard, people are like, dude, it's going to be a moment. But no one tells you how you're going to feel when it comes off and the next one goes up. And my relationship also fell apart at the same time. I felt like all the dopamine and serotonin was gone from my system. I was like, shit. And that's also something you have to make your peace with. That, don't get too attached to either the success or the failure.
ये है मतलब ये एक किस्म का नशा है.
Yeah.
और इस बार तो मैं प्रिपेयर्ड भी था कि मुझे अब आइडिया हो गया, हाँ आपका कुछ काम आएगा. कुछ टाइम तक आप बहुत हाई महसूस कर रहे होगे और सडनली फिर वो चला जाएगा और फिर आप लो फील करोगे. तो अभी आई वॉज रेडी फॉर इट. दिस टाइम आई थिंक आई वॉज रेडी फॉर इट कि हाँ मुझे 7 दिन तक कुछ ज्यादा ही अटेंशन मिलेगा और कॉन्स्टेंटली मिलेगा और मैं वो प्रेज सीख भी कर रहा हूँ. आई विल बी रीडिंग रिव्यूज, सर्टेन थिंग्स विल मेक मी हैप्पी एंड मोस्ट, बट येट वो आपके कंट्रोल में है नहीं. मुझे ऐसा लगता है a first day if you had interviewed me, I mean not interview, if on the day of its release had I been here, I would have had different energy. On the first day of its release I was feeling very different. मुझे लग रहा है यार ये मुझे भगवान मान रहा है, ये क्यों नहीं मान रहा है. सडनली मैं हर्ट भी हो रहा हूँ शायद इजीली. हुआ क्या, मैंने पीआर भी रख लिया पहली बार लाइफ में. अब फनी चीज क्या हो रही है, मुझे मैंने पीआर रखा और मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि यार मुझे बड़े बड़े चैनल्स पीआर से मेरे को उनसे आई शुड इंटरेक्ट विद देम. नो, सो दे आर टेलिंग मी नो दे डोंट वांट यू. अब मैं तो ओटीटी का फेस हूं यार, ठीक है फिल्म का फेस मैं हूं नहीं, ओटीटी का फेस हूं. ओटीटी अवार्ड हो रहे हैं तो द पीआर पर्सन सेड आई एम गोइंग टू अरेंज एन इनवाइट फॉर यू. मैंने कहा ग्रेट, मुझे कौन नहीं चाहेगा, मतलब ओटीटी. उसने कहा नो दे डोंट, दे सेड सॉरी वी कैन नॉट, वी हैव वेरी स्पेसिफिक पीपल कमिंग. एंड आई फील अभी तो शो आया है. सो it's not a sad story, it's a funny. No, I'm going to get a comedy award for this. So we were talking about the nasha का वही है यार, नशा आपसे ले लोगे तो you're going to feel that low. And it has happened that we don't enjoy mundane things anymore because of this high, I guess. Yeah, so maybe because of that kind of high, most of the other times I'm a little low.
Just to add to that very quickly, one thing I'm so grateful for to this day is that I went to medical school. I mean, there are days where I'm like, shit, yaar, I should have, spent some time in Bombay, studied acting, and I do the workshops. But something I'm very grateful for is that, when I was shooting Made in Heaven, you'd come to this world where all of this that we're talking about is so true and so real and right in front of you. And then you would go back to COVID duty and your acrylics would come off and the scrubs would come on and you'd go to the hospital looking like crap and you would talk to someone who is dying and give them reassurance and treatment. And it wouldn't matter what party you attended, which award ceremony you were invited to. It just wouldn't matter because it was such a different reality. And that is something I miss sometimes. I wake up and I'm like, shit, yaar, I am so out of touch with that world now. And, this world scares me because sometimes I don't want to let that part of myself go.
No, absolutely.
No, but what she said, कि it's so important to live in a different world. Like ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप एक ही चीज करते जा रहे हो. आपको हर चीज का एक कहीं ना कहीं तो हिस्सा होना चाहिए. जैसे I feel, my social work from past 10 years gave me so much strength कि there are many things that stop bothering me. Though they are there, but वो थोड़ा सा उसका जो ये है टेम्परेचर लेवल है वो थोड़ा कम होते जा रहा है कि जितना मुझे पहले गुस्सा आता था, जितना पहले मुझे बहुत खराब लगता था चीज़ों का, वो थोड़ा भी कम होने लगा है. मैं चीज़ों को अलग तरीके से देखने लगी हूँ. मतलब मैं जब गांव में जाती हूँ, गांव में जाके बच्चों के साथ काम करती हूँ, देन आई स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि ओके हाँ, किस तरह का माइंडसेट हो सकता है और क्या हो सकता है. फार्मर्स के साथ जब काम करती हूँ, वहाँ की औरतों के साथ काम करती हूँ, क्यों हो रहा है फैमिली के इसमें. सो देन आई स्टार्टेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग पीपल इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट वे. तो वो भी करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. यू हैव टू पॉज योर सेल्फ, यू टू स्टार्ट सीइंग डिफरेंट थिंग्स, यू टू स्टार्ट लर्निंग.
There's one more thing that I really admire about you, Rajshri, and is that you're not even afraid of speaking up and standing for what's right for the causes that matter. Even the fact that you went on Filmfare and dedicated a part of in your speech the award to the children in Gaza. It's not something that you expect anyone in India to do. I just want to ask you, why is it so important, Rajshri, to kind of speak your mind and tell your truth outside of just the work that you're doing, which is important, not denying, but why is it important to tether yourself into a larger reality outside of the bubbles we live in?
We should, no? We should. It's important, no? To speak up. It's important to, share what you're feeling about the world, about your society, about your community. क्योंकि बहुत वक्त ऐसा हुआ है कि बहुत सारी ऐसे बातें हैं जो नहीं कही गई हैं. और मेरा 20s मुझे पता है कि how I lived that life. I have gone through that depression, I have gone through that loneliness, I've gone through that low phase of my life where I don't think so. अगर मैं नहीं कहती तो शायद यहाँ पे होती. तो मुझे लगता है कि कह दो. अगर लग रहा है कोई चीज़ तो बोल दो. आप अपने बारे में ही नहीं, लोगों के बारे में, क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो हो रही है ना, लोग शायद नहीं बोल पा रहे, तो आप बोल दो कि अरे ये नहीं है, अच्छा ठीक नहीं है.
Absolutely agree.
Speaking of that, बात न करना बहुत बड़ी privilege है. बहुत बड़ी privilege है. Some of us in this society don't have that privilege. We have to speak up. नहीं तो तुमको hostel नहीं मिलेगी, accommodation, ये वो this. What choice is there? That there are people out, and I am one of the lucky ones. I'm extremely lucky that I was not thrown out of my house, which is unfortunately a privilege. I was educated, I had healthcare, basic hai, but privilege hai. If you have the privilege of not saying something, maybe use that privilege to say something, no? Because how much do we keep speaking up? How much do we keep fighting? You also use that platform, say something. If you can.
No, absolutely.
And when it comes to marginalized communities, na, hamesha, that jhanda is given to us most commonly. Ki aap baat karo na. You're the, activist already. Whether it's in real life, agar character bhi hai, to usually trans character ko, ya queer character ko, ya slightly marginalized character ko, wo wokeness ka card de diya jata hai. Ki wahi baat karegi, baki koi nahi karega. And that happens in real life also. So exactly like you said, it's beautiful to see more and more people come out and use their platforms to talk.
You know, and Trinetra, I actually, because you mentioned that it's such a, for a lot of people, it's not even a choice, you know, to kind of speak up. You have documented your transition journey, and it has helped several people, which is why I even said that you're literally like, you know, for a certain community, you're genuinely icon. What is it that you feel like people don't even know about you, or you wish that you could talk a little bit more about and ease that pressure on yourself to constantly be talking about one thing?
More than me wanting to talk about certain things more, one of the reasons I think I became an actor, or I discovered that I enjoy the process, is because I can hide behind fiction. You know, it's like, for the longest time, you come with so much baggage as Trinetra, as Dr. Trinetra, as Trin, this, that, all of this. But then when you get the privilege and honor of stepping into a character's skin, you can let all of that baggage go for a bit. And you can absolutely be somebody else. And that fascinates me. With Meher, I could talk about love a certain way that I could never talk about as Trinetra, which is so freeing and it's so liberating. And I can only hope that with more characters that come my way, I'm able to do that more.
Absolutely. And Dharna, I know that we are having these discussions as people who have obviously gone through, you know, longer lives than you have, and done a lot. Do you feel like, you know, the success that you've gotten this year, do you feel like आपको इस साल suddenly mature होना पड़ा है?
सडन मेच्योरिटी तो खैर नहीं आई है, दिख ही रहा होगा वो तो खैर, पर मैं एक्ट कर लेती हूँ बहुत अच्छे से. जैसे यहाँ पे भी मैं ऐसे एकदम दिखा तो मैं पूरा लेती हूँ कि मैं हूँ, अंदर से मैं नहीं हूँ. अंदर से वैसे अभी बैक स्टेज देखता वैसे थी एकदम हिली हुई. पर हाँ, इस साल बहुत कुछ हुआ है, बहुत कुछ, जिसने ऐसा ऐसा हर बार लगा है कि ये क्या हो रहा है, ये क्या हो रहा है. तो ओवरऑल मुझे प्रोसेस करने में एक उसको मतलब टचवुड, इससे कुछ होगा नहीं, पर तब भी कि एक चीज को प्रोसेस करने में भी टाइम ही लग रहा है कि दूसरी हो गई, फिर तीसरी हो गई. तो ऐसा ही रहा, ये मेरा अभी तक का सबसे बढ़िया साल रहा है. अभी
Hopefully many many more to come. धारणा, बट आपने इस सेलिब्रेशन के लिए कुछ अपने लिए, आई नो सब लोग अंडरसेल करते हैं अपने जो ना सक्सेस को, बट व्हेन यू फेल्ट सक्सेसफुल दिस ईयर, डिड यू डू समथिंग फॉर योरसेल्फ, दैट कुछ खरीदा ऐसा कुछ?
ऐसे कुछ महंगा तो मैंने नहीं खरीदा अब तक, मतलब ये
कुछ भी स्पेशल किया हो, समथिंग दैट यू नेवर डिड बिफोर, दैट यू हैव डन दिस ईयर, दैट यू फेल्ट लाइक यार.
हाँ मतलब यार, लेकिन नहीं बड़ी वैसी चीज, मतलब मैंने एक रिंग ले लिया अपने लिए, ठीक है, और मैं उसको पहन के रखती हूँ, ये हमेशा याद दिलाने के लिए कि मैंने खुद के पैसों से ली है. तो ये एक चीज है. पर बाकी मुझे लगता है कि उससे ज्यादा मतलब किसी चीज से मुझे फील नहीं हुआ कि ये मैंने कर लिया. मैंने बताया ना कि जैसे जिस दिन वो फोर्ब्स की मैगजीन आई, वो था एकदम घर हिल गया था मेरा पूरा. मेरे घर पे तबाही मच गई थी. मेरी दादी को यकीन नहीं हो रहा है ये क्या हो गया, मैगजीन छपी हुई है, बच्ची है हमारी, और उसमें मैं एकदम मॉडल लग रही हूँ, यकीन ही नहीं हो रहा है ये हमारी लड़की है. वो क्रेजी दिन थे मेरे घर. मैं 10-15 ले आई थी, सबको बांट दी थी, जो घर पे आ रहा लेकर जाओ. वो था एकदम, कोई रैंडम ही मेरे घर पे आ रहा है, बात हो रही है, आंटी वो जरा मैगजीन, ताकि उनको बस स्लाइटली दिखा दूं कि देखो मैगजीन पे हूँ. तो वो एकदम क्रेजी हो गया था मेरे लिए. तो ये ऐसे बस पूरा साल रहा है.
क्या बात है, ब्यूटीफुल. नवीन, तुम्हें खुद बोला कि तुम्हें 15 साल हो गए, यू नो, एज अ जर्नी ओवर हियर, एंड कहीं ना कहीं कुछ सोच के आए होगे बॉम्बे के अंदर. ये भी प्रेशर रहता है आजकल की जो ना आपको, जैसे धारणा ऑफ कोर्स हमने 1 मिलियन की बात की कि जो ना अगर आप एक ही चीज के अंदर आप अच्छा कर रहे हो, बहुत अच्छी बात है, बट इज दैट इनफ? तो ये हाउ डू यू काइंड ऑफ डील विद दिस, यू नो, डू यू थिंक दैट 15 years later, do you feel like after coming here that, you know, I should have been more, I still need to be more, I can't just be an actor, that's not enough for me, or is that something that you're comfortable with? इसका एक आंसर तो मुझे पता है क्या है.
आई थिंक कि मेरे को ना जिसमें मजा नहीं आता है वो मैं नहीं सोचता हूँ कि मैं करूँगा. मतलब मुझे एक्टिंग में मजा आता है, और हाँ, तो मेरे को ऐसा नहीं लगता कि मैं और मतलब दूसरी चीज करना चाहिए. द गुड थिंग इज दैट, यू नो, दिस प्रोफेशन हैज आल्सो गिवन मी पैसा, so I feel settled in that sense, and I am ambitious. I want to do a lot of good work, but only the work that I enjoy. मैं उस प्रेशर में वो सब चीजें नहीं करना, मतलब यहाँ तक पहुंचे भी वो काम करके हैं जो एंजॉय नहीं करते थे शायद।
मजा आना चाहिए काम करने में, ऐसा ना हो कि आप 2 दिन के बाद आपको लगा कि हाय कहाँ आ गए हम, क्यों कर रहे हैं हम, तो there has to have something over there.
No, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
मैंने एक बार बहुत पहले भी कहा था, if you're not on Instagram, no, then you feel you're doing good. And suddenly when you go on Instagram, आपको लगता है अरे यार, और अब मेरा धंधा जो है, जब मेरा काम आता है तभी कुछ चेंज दिखता है नंबर्स में, you know. तो बाकी टाइम तो गिर रहे होते हैं एक्चुअली। एस्पिरेंट्स 1 आया था, 231 हो गए थे, फिर ये 224 तक पहुंच गए थे, अब एस्पिरेंट्स 2 आया है तो कुछ 20-25 बढ़ गए हैं। तो this I've made peace with.
But वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि what is the way to, you know, because I see you and you know one of the things that I find very interesting about you is कि तुम्हें कुछ है ही नहीं ऐसा, कुछ तुम्हें ये fear नहीं है तुम्हारा कहीं भी। I've never seen this कि जो ना कि मैं between the shows that I need to make myself relevant. How do you get to that stage like? एक तो रीजन होगी, ही इज अ दोस्त, मैं बोल सकता हूँ, एक तो रीजन मुझे पता है आलस है।
मैं एक तो यार, हाँ, that's what I'm saying, एक तो मैं बहुत आलसी आदमी हूँ, that's my problem, you know. So मैं इतना भसड़ ले नहीं सकता, so हाँ, I think that is the main reason. ये तो बहुत 4-5 साल पहले ही एक बहुत बड़ी मैनेजमेंट कंपनी है जो बड़े बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स को फॉलो करती है, they had come to my house and they told me, Naveen, the kind of popularity you have, उस वक्त मेरे 50,000 फॉलोअर थे, you should have at least 1 million. You know, you should. मैंने कहा यार वो मैं अपना ही एम्प्लॉय नहीं बनना चाहता। मैंने 15 साल पहले नौकरी छोड़ी थी, अभी मैं जो मेरे को मजा आएगा वो करना चाहता हूँ। और हाँ, आई थिंक दैट्स द थिंग। आई मीन, मैं आपको एक बात, आपको क्या, तेरे को मैं एक बात बताऊँ निखिल, कुछ 3 साल पहले मैं ना मडालैंड में,
यहाँ तक आगे ऐसे दे देते फिर खींच ली।
मैं 3 साल पहले मडालैंड में था, अभी से कोविड चल रहा था, कोविड का दौर, मैं बहुत खुश था उस टाइम पे, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा था अरे अभी तो कोई भी काम नहीं कर रहा, एंड आई वाज फीलिंग कि अरे यार, आई एम उस पॉइंट पे आई वाज फीलिंग सो सक्सेसफुल, यू नो. आई डिडंट हैव द काइंड ऑफ मनी आई हैव टुडे, आई डिडंट हैव एनी वर्क, आई डिडंट हैव एनी पार्टनर, बट आई वाज फीलिंग सक्सेसफुल, यू नो, बिकॉज हाँ, शायद एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर कई बार आप लेते हो तो यू फील लो अबाउट थिंग्स, बट हाँ, द गुड थिंग that I have, I mean, I feel about myself, I choose to do things that I really enjoy doing.
Do you also feel this because आप तो musician भी हो, you know, you are someone who has actually, you are someone who has multiple interests. You are someone who is also now, you know, if I can say so, straddling two industries, India and internationally. You're constantly getting that work. Is that a pressure you also take on yourself?
I would lie to you if I say I don't. In fact, a part of me picking up the guitar during the lockdown was because I didn't have anything to do, and I've always been a singer, but I didn't know how to play an instrument, and I thought कि maybe if I have to post something on Instagram, then it better be something that I haven't done before, and then I feel like singing makes me happy in a very different way than acting, because I was 4.5 when I started learning music, so it speaks to the child in me, and so yeah, I started posting covers on Instagram and started learning the guitar because of that. But now I'm at a place I feel like where I'm trying to use Instagram as a podium to file a solid case for myself as a singer. Where I'm like, and मैं बहुत बेशरम हूँ, मैं ऐसे कभी मिलता भी हूँ अपने प्रोड्यूसर्स या डायरेक्टर्स के साथ भी बैठता हूँ तो मैं हमेशा अपने आप को बेचता हूँ एज अ सिंगर, तो कि यार कोई गाना अगर हो तो बताना, ऐसे 4 लाइन भी गा सकता हूँ, तो मैं मांग लेता हूँ, पूछ लेता हूँ सामने से, क्योंकि मेरे को पता है मैं नहीं मांगूंगा तो नहीं देगा कोई, और नहीं दिया अभी तक किसी ने, तो अब मैं अपना गाना लिख रहा हूँ. आई एम वर्किंग ऑन माई ओन म्यूजिक which I hope that I put out soon.
In between your projects, you also feel the need to constantly either do something, be somewhere to show that you're relevant.
हाँ, मतलब I also feel like the stuff that I choose to put on my Instagram is an extension of who I am. Like it's not like मेरे को जबरदस्ती, अभी जैसे पेड़ अगर मैं चढ़ रहा हूँ तो ऐसा नहीं है किसी ने मेरे को बोला कि भाई पेड़ चढ़ जा, और मेरे को पेड़ चढ़ना आता नहीं है और मैं जबरदस्ती किसी ने मेरे को लैडर रख के वहाँ पे चढ़ा दिया है. मेरे को जेन्युइनली मजा आता है, मैं बचपन से पेड़ चढ़ रहा हूँ, you know. तो अगर मैं नेशनल पार्क जाता हूँ,
I thought this is a metaphor for something, but
नहीं, ये लिटरली बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
लिटरली पेड़ चढ़,
जैसे मैं बचपन से मेरे नाना जी,
मैं वही सोच रहा हूँ कि ये बहुत स्पेसिफिक मेटाफर है.
हाँ, जैसे जमशेदपुर में बचपन में जब मैं where I was growing up, my grandfather had a kathal tree that I used to climb. मेरे कॉलोनी में भी पेड़ थे, मैंगो ट्रीज थे जो हम चढ़ते थे। तो मतलब अगर किसी ने वीडियो निकाल ली मेरी पेड़ चढ़ते हुए, तो मैं बोलता हूँ कि हाँ सही है यार, ये तो मैं ही हूँ, तो क्या दिक्कत है ये शेयर करने में, मैं मजे ही कर रहा हूँ। इट्स नॉट लाइक आई एम प्रिटेंडिंग टू बी एनीबॉडी एल्स। एंड अर्लियर ऑन आई यूज्ड टू फाइंड इट वेरी वियर्ड। आई वाज लाइक यार, हर चीज को मोनेटाइज करना जरूरी है क्या? हर चीज को शेयर करना जरूरी है क्या? बट मेरे को महीने में अगर 3 ब्रांड्स करने तो जरूरी है। वो जरूरी है कि अगर मुझे महीने में 2 या 3 ब्रांड वर्क करने हैं और मुझे अपने फॉलोअर्स पे काम करने हैं और उसके लिए वो जरूरी है, तो ठीक है, आई डोंट सी एनीथिंग रॉन्ग इन दैट।
Fair enough. That's very fair. Dharna, being somebody जो you are clearly, I mean, someone who seems quite sorted अभी भी, which is great. I hope it stays that way. आपके काफी फंडे सही लग रहे हैं मुझे। तो मैं आपसे यही क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा कि आपको थोड़ा अभी आगे थोड़ा प्रेशर कहीं कि चलो 1 मिलियन हो गए, इतने लोग जाने लग गए हैं, फॉर्ब्स पे आ गया, अब मुझे भी कुछ और करना चाहिए, सिर्फ ये करना काफी नहीं है।
इसमें मैं स्ट्रगल कर रही हूँ। ये आता है दिमाग में कि मुझे भी शो करना है या मुझे भी ऑडिशंस चाहिए, मुझे भी ट्राई करना है, तो ये आता है, चलती भी हूँ मैं उस पे, पर फिर आलस भी एक दूसरी चीज़ है जो आती है। वो ये कहती है कि यार चल तो सही रहा है वैसे यहाँ दिल्ली में बैठ के, क्या मुंबई जाना, क्या मम्मी से दूर। पर फिर कुछ देख लो तो वो बीटी भी बहुत हो जाती है पूरे दिन की यार ये तो ठीक है, लेकिन ऑडियंस भी तो चाहेगी ना कि यार धारणा ने क्या किया है इसके आगे। ये दिलजीत ने भी अपनी एक वीडियो में बोला था कि मैं खाली बैठता हूँ, उसमें भी अपना मजा है,
बहुत मजा है,
खाली बैठने में भी अपना मजा है, कुछ ना करो किसी दिन।
बेस्ट।
जैसे अभी दिल्ली में ठंड आ रखी है तो मन करता है चले जाओ पिकनिक पे, बैठ जाओ चादर बिछा के आराम से, कुछ मत करो थोड़े दिन, रोज पिकनिक पे जाओ। पर वही है कि काम धंधे भी करने हैं, सब चीज देखनी है।
The 2 questions are fun questions, quick questions, and hopefully quick answers as well. What is outside of all the wonderful professional things that we have spoken about, all the achievements, what is that one thing that you're grateful for this year?
I think I have not hated myself this year. जो सेल्फ डाउट है वो
That's a big one.
जो सेल्फ डाउट है वो मुझसे ज्यादा मुझे नहीं लगता किसी में हो सकता है। मैं अपनी दुश्मन हूँ बहुत बड़ी, मैं खुद को इतना नेगेटिव बोलती हूँ, मुझे कोई नहीं बोलता। तो इस साल मैंने बहुत कम बोला है, बहुत जगहों पे बोला है कि नहीं यार तू है बंदी बढ़िया, ऐसे मैंने बोला है खुद को। बाकी भी सालों मैंने नहीं बोला। अब ये भी गलत बात है कि जब आप अचीव कर रहे हो तभी आप खुद को वो कर रहे हो, आपको तब भी तो करना चाहिए जब कुछ नहीं हुआ। तो ये मेरी न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन है।
नवीन, I couldn't think of anything अभी धरना जब तक बोल रही थी, तो जो मुझे एक चीज समझ में आया जो मैंने क्रैक किया थोड़ा सा, I have always, मैं वर्कआउट रेगुलरली करना चाहता हूँ लाइफ में, जो मैं नहीं कर पाता हूँ। जुलाई टू अक्टूबर मैंने कुछ तरीका फिगर आउट किया है एंड I have started enjoying it and I think I'll be good at it.
I think I'm really grateful for all the people in my life because I think the more I meet newer people, I recognize how incredible the people in my life are. I think I feel like a real person after a really long time. Yeah.
Trinetra?
What am I grateful for? I think therapy. Oh my God.
Of course.
I took it a lot more seriously in the last 1.5 years, and it's really changed things for me in ways I didn't think. Because see, when you're transitioning, you have to go to 2 mental health professionals, you need those letters. Back then I was like, okay, let's get the letters, let's be done. But so much of the work happens after transitioning. So I'm just happy for that. Yeah. And my therapist, my God, bless her. Poor thing.
Adarsh?
I'm grateful for my family and for cracking my first audition with my agents, which is Aliens. It took me 3 years to crack my first audition with them.
I think I'm grateful every year, sad every year, happy every year. I go through all kind of emotion in every year. तो मुझे नहीं पता कि मतलब अच्छा ये साल अच्छा गया है बहुत, like first time I've got like 8 awards in a row. पर
Okay, what's a real trend that got stuck in your head that you just want to never see come back again?
A what?
So beautiful, so elegant.
And that moe
Looking
thing
like a
was
wow.
so like, oh my God, make it stop.
Moe to I do
Moe,
it
moe.
in daily life also. I mean,
do it.
I hear some stuff and I say moe moe.
हाँ अब वैसा हो गया कि कुछ हो तो मोए मोए हो गया
It's that
ऐसा।
song na, wo.
Moe, moe.
मोए मोए
But I'll tell you, रील बनाना ना बहुत मुश्किल काम है।
I'll tell you the story.
बहुत मुश्किल है ये।
इनके लिए नहीं है bro.
नहीं, but that's what no, it's a
हमसे नहीं होता।
like नहीं हो पा रहा है यार, बहुत मुश्किल है।
मैं तो कोशिश
I tried it 3-4 घंटा मैंने कहा यार नहीं हो पा रहा है मुझसे। But it is skill. You
Yeah,
know,
of course
doing
it is.
that
But
is such
this
amazing
one,
skill.
No, of course, and that's why like these wonderful folks are here.
I was mentioning this the other day also. You know how like bikes stop near women, like slow ho jata hai. These two guys slowed down and they straight up went so beautiful, so elegant, just looking like I'm like, wow, this is insane. It has become part of harassment also, and that's really weird.
I don't know much about reels, to be very honest with you.
Don't lie, Gaurav. What are you saying?
Really?
What are you saying?
What?
What a lie. No, say, like you're on Instagram all the time. What are you saying?
But I don't watch a lot of reels. I am on Instagram a lot. But I
So
don't-
say na
but
one
I
thing we've
hate
said.
it when good songs become reels because then it ruins the song for me.
I mean, I think like some people will very easily get it. There is this Gen Z term called era. You know that there is a era that you are in. Daljit का भी था ना? इसका कौन which Daljit's album का नाम का तो कौन सा era था वो? But most young people, I'm not explaining this very well. I'm sure Dharna and Niharika would do a better job.
No, I'm not.
But
You're talking
अरे
about
तो बोलते हैं ना girl boss era, ये era वो era.
Oh, okay,
There are
okay,
eras
yeah.
that the young people
Right.
constantly say. I feel so old while even saying this question out loud. If 2023 was an era for you, what era would it be? Dash era.
मैं समझा ही नहीं बस सवाल ही समझ नहीं आया
अटपटा
क्या गिरा
I
भाई
also don't know what's
एक बोलते हैं era.
बोलना क्या चाह रहे हो?
Girl boss.
कहना क्या चाहते हो?
There is a Gen Z. Gen Zs give at least all the young people I know in my team also have this idea of naming their time that they're living in as an era. You know, dash era. You know, so somebody will say that this is my empathy era or this is my girl boss era. This is my slay era.
समझा
हाँ, तो वैसा
निखिल इधर भी बोलना क्या
मेरे पास आंसर है मेरे पास आंसर है
कौन से नहीं समझ में नहीं आया
मेरे पास आंसर है
कौन से वर्ड लेके
तुम
बोला
लोग जिस चीज को समझ आया आंसर
यार उधर से सुनाई नहीं दे रहा था ढंग से
अरे empathy.
एम्पैथी इरा
मैं अपने क्लीन शेवन ईरा में हूँ वो बोल सकता हूँ मैं
Yes. Great.
okay.
Dharna, what era was this? Anybody else? Trinetra.
I'm in my green flag era. हो गए.
That's a nice one. That's a nice one.
Oh yeah, I
Done.
should be in that era actually.
green flag
I should join you.
green flag
Yeah, green flag.
Rajshri, what era?
Empathy era, green flag era, और
सुकून ही रहा।
वाह क्या बात है
वाह वाह
एक आपको भी
एक ऐड कर दो
एक और खूबसूरत शब्द दे दे like सुकून.
सुहाना
That era.
लोगों ने हर चीज देखी उन्होंने बोला
I'm in my Baba Boom era.
I want to be in an era where Nikhil Taneja kind of people are there. The best ones. You know, they make like, you know, people like Nikhil and all just gives us lot of hope
you, Rajshri.
and
अरे ये
happiness.
क्या अच्छा
ये मेरी
trigger
पर्सनल
करेगा.
रील में जाएगा थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस एंड आई मीन देयर इज सो मच दैट आई हैव लर्नड फ्रॉम यू एंड आई already learned so much from watching all of you and all the incredible work that you do. So thank you for being the green flag bearers of you know the industry and the work that we do. And yeah, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Nikhil
Thank you.
thank you for having me
Thank you so much for watching the 2023 Yuvaa All Stars. Hope you had a wonderful time watching it. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Hope you found something to take away from it. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel. Please do share this conversation. Tell everyone about it. Hope you have a wonderful 2024.